Hello, everyone, from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We are here after the conclusion of the Verizon 200 at the Brickyard, which saw Michael McDowell pull off a pretty shocking win, and by beating Chase Elliott and Daniel Suarez in what ended up being a race-long battle. It's his second career win, and he clinched a playoff spot. Mark got to interview Daniel and Chase after the finish. Describe the battle between the three that went the entire race.
Oh man, they were the three fastest in the fastest laps of the race, and Daniel Suarez won the pole. McDowell was fastest in practice, fastest 5-lap and 10-lap average, and we know Chase Elliott is a very good road course racer. So all three of them were neck and neck. Daniel Suarez, unfortunately, his quest for the victory ended when there was a pit road mishap, and it cost him way too much time, as team owner Justin Marks said post-race. And then Chase Elliott, he said bluntly post-race, just didn't have enough. So McDowell came out with, I think it was roughly right around 1 second margin of victory, something like that. In some ways, as he noted, it might have been an upset in the fact that he has, let's face it, he's not a regular contender at every single racetrack, but he's a good road course racer. And as Front Row pointed, he was fast in practice. They felt like he probably should have won the pole. So he went out and dominated the race, and now he's going to the playoffs, which he was already right around that cut line when we came here today, and now he's going to the playoffs for the second time in his career. Second or third? Second, okay.
It's the third time that Front Row Motorsports will be in the playoffs, though, as they made the playoffs with McDowell in 2021 in the Daytona 500, and they made it in 2016 with Chris Buescher's fog-shortened win at Pocono Raceway. But obviously, career day for Front Row Motorsports. They did something that they haven't done before. They led the most laps. They won a stage. And they just dominated the entire race. And as great as they were, it also has to be a little demoralizing for both Elliott and Suarez, as they did just about everything right, but because McDowell won and punched his ticket in, now both of them are well outside the points despite having nearly perfect days. So, but obviously Watkins Glen is up next, and they might have chances there. And also in regard to Suarez, that bobble on that pit stop may not have cost him too much if it wasn't for the fact that this race had just one caution. It was for Justin Haley going off into the tires on lap 2. He ended up finishing, and actually all the cars finished the race, which the second time that's happened in the last 3 races. And while some fans may have some differing thoughts about the one caution race and having everyone strung out the end, I think a positive was that the battle between Elliott and McDowell, that entire time, it never got stale. It was, you didn't know until the very end if there was going to be a caution. You didn't know until the very end if Chase was going to get by, because it got very close at the end.
In fact, the last lap felt like the IndyCar race, where you didn't know if McDowell made a slip-up, was he going to lose the lead? He did the last lap, I would say, well enough, because you could tell at the end that everybody was sliding a little bit on the worn tires and that, but everybody, you didn't know until the last lap who was actually going to win it.
Indeed. So quite an exciting finish. And this race also had some history. Since there was no stage cautions, the one caution we had marks the first one caution race in the Cup Series since 2012 at Auto Club. And that race, the only caution was a caution for rain that ended up ending the race. So one of the cleanest races we've seen in a while. Obviously there were some spins here and there, but with the new restart zone, and I guess with lack of restarts, this race was a definite change from the pretty chaotic endings we had in the first 2 years of this course. Now, speaking of this course attracted a lot of international stars. We had Shane Van Gisbergen return for his first Cup race since his debut in Chicago. We had Brody Kostecki making his Cup debut. We had Kamui Kobayashi making his Cup debut. And we also had Mike Rockenfeller and Jensen Button return. SVG ended up having the best results of those with a top 10. He was elated. He also was in the truck race at IRP on Friday night. Kostecki was 22nd, and he had a fairly impressive run considering he started in the back and had an extra pit stop towards the end that put him back down the running. Then Kobayashi, he unfortunately got spun out twice. He got 33rd, but like Kostecki, he said he had a great time and he was hoping to be back. So it's great to see, more of these drivers coming in and enjoying it. And then Rockefeller got 24th. It's his best career result, and then he'll be back at the Cup race in Watkins Glen next week. Now, that is all we have from Indy. And as we said, we will have an entirely different front stretch crew on hand at Watkins Glen, and they will be there to provide you content around the clock next weekend. From Indianapolis, I'm Steven, he's Mark, and so long. Hi, this is Steven Stumpf. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Check out the 2 videos beside me, and for more racing content, visit frontstretch.com.